You're listening to Unspooled, the podcast where failed prints are just part of the journey. Hosted by Corey from Moji 3D, the guy who thinks filament is a personality trait, and Steve from Layer by Layer, who probably has more spools of filament than forks. Every week we dive into 3D printing, making, and the occasional rant. So grab your favorite filament and let's get unspooled.
Let me.
You were muted. I got you already. I already did it.
All right.
Well, we're back.
We are live.
We're back.
Muted.
We got the intros again. Okay.
Yeah.
I am so washed out right now. What is going on here?
Yeah,
I turned on my lights. I'm turning them back off real quick.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing?
Hey.
This is what are we, episode 19?
Episode 19, one away from episode 20.
Almost to that 20. So we've got some cool stuff to talk about tonight. We've got a cool guest.
Yeah.
But before we bring them in, how you doing, Steve? How was your week?
I'm good. Everything's cool. We're both just trying to get ready for 3D Printopia and figure out what we're gonna have on the table, all of that stuff. It should be fun. Like I had some outside stressful stuff going on, but that's over. That was over about 2 weeks ago. So now it's like just focus on printing. But every day I come here and I'm like, I should be printing something, but I'm not printing anything at the moment. So I always feel bad at the end of the day. Like I should have printed like some more chips or or something.
Chips. It always seems that's I was done. I said I was done, and now I'm printing more. So and there's a ton more that I probably do need to print, but
I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna do the phone stand, make a chip again. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
The post work on that thing, even though I got used to it, it was a bit much. Everybody, real quick. So we're using StreamYard. So we may be replying to chat. You can see chat like kind of like right over top of me in the bottom, or it might be over emoji depending on how they render it. But so just pay attention to that chat as well. If you see us talking to someone and you don't know who we're talking to, that's what's going on. Stream Together just wasn't holding up for me because I'm on a Mac, and it just didn't want to cooperate. Ergo all the fuzziness. So we're back on StreamYard, and this is working good so far. And we may be here for a while. We may pop back to Stream Together down the road. Who knows? But we're still figuring it out, trying to figure out what's going to work best.
Yeah. So tonight we've got an awesome guest. A guest that a lot of you guys are going to know. Hopefully some of you guys might not know, and this might be new to you. So they
may know the product, but not have ever seen the power team behind the product. You've definitely seen the product. Let's just put it like that. It's always the prettiest stuff around. They make awesome stuff. So I'm sorry for cutting you off, but yeah, go ahead.
No. So you guys just saw the post. We have Cookiecad. So we have Nathan and Melissa, and they're going to they're going to be on. We're going to bring them on right now. That way you guys can start firing questions at them. And they've got some pretty cool stuff, I think, that they're going to talk about, stuff that's important to them, and a little bit about their company. So without any more delay, let's go ahead and bring them on. How are you guys doing?
Hi.
Hello. Hey.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Oh, no, absolutely. Thanks for coming on. You know, this is great. We're super excited to have you. I know a lot of people that we talked to were excited to have you guys on. And so what we usually do with guests that are on is we just say, take a couple minutes and just tell us about yourselves, about your company, what it's all about. And then we'll kind of dive into the nitty gritty and have the questions fly. So.
All right. So the whole spiel.
As much as you want to share, yeah.
All right. How far back are we going?
We'll just do the
short version.
I think so.
All right. Let's see. So
pastry chef, computer coding.
Yeah. So I was baking some cakes, and Nathan was coding some software. Back in the day, he got a really old 3D. It wasn't old. He got a 3D printer. Okay, hold on.
It's old now.
Yeah, in 2012, he got a printer, and he was telling me how much cool stuff it could do, and it could 3D print cookie cutters for my baking business. So he bought one, built it. It worked terribly in today's standards, but we were very impressed by the vase mode that he got working. It was impressive. Nice. And so I made a cookie cutter for this cake. It was complicated shape, and then posted on my blog, my baking blog, and everyone started asking me where I got that shape. So I was like, oh, I 3D printed it. And people were like, oh, I would love it. Like, opened an Etsy shop, started selling cookie cutters. But Nathan didn't want to 3D design all my cookie cutters. So he wrote me a little script so that he can actually do his day job, which was running a software company. And I would just sell my cookie cutters as my little hobby business on the side. Once he sold his company, he was looking for something else to do. And I had met a lot of cookie making friends that were also 3D printing their cookie cutters, but they didn't want to learn software either. So we threw the website online and started getting users. So that's our cookie cutter software that's separate from the filament. We were selling a lot of cookie cutters, but I kept having issues finding the pretty colors I wanted in filament. There were like 2 or 3 companies that were making like a pink that I thought was even decent. And so we were like, maybe we could just make our own filament. So we reached out to some manufacturers and got a bunch of samples, found one that we thought printed great, and fleshed out a line of like 9 pastel colors. And that's where the filament started.
Nice.
So I will say, I've been doing this a very long time, and to get to go to that level of like, I can't find the color I want, I'm just going to make my own, is not the average 3D printing user. Like, that's super next level. Like,
that find people like that in this community, though. There definitely is a lot of that. Sort of, like,
that's very impressive.
We did it. We did it. Nah, but you guys are definitely the prototype for that. You know.
I was running a print farm anyway, so we were like, you know, if we can't sell, we started with like 2 colors, I think. And we were like, you know, if I can't even sell them, I'll still use them. And I need a color for myself anyway. So we started with a small batch, threw it online. We already had a bunch of people using our software, and so they were already trusting us with 3D printing advice. The printers back then were not as user friendly, so there was a lot more tuning that people needed to do. So it was like we were really a big support in our community for that area. So we had like a captive audience kind of, and a lot of our Cookiecad software users were female because they were baking cookies. So they did appreciate the line of pastels that we have put out. But it wasn't until we put out our unicorn and mermaid that really like went viral on the socials, as they say. And that's when we really started to get break out of like the customers that we knew personally.
Into the crazy people like us that are all at the ERFs and the MERFs and the REMERFs. And
before we ever exhibited at a 3D printing show, we exhibited at Cookiecon.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's the bizarro world of instead of like a lot of men enthusiastic about one thing, it's a lot of women enthusiastic about baking cookies. So it's like 3D printing universe has like mostly men and like sprinkled in women. We're getting a lot more on our team. I'm very happy about that.
Nice.
But
We are.
the cookie community is like mostly women and then like sprinkled in some cool guys.
Yeah, based on our website traffic, we have about a 50% male-female breakdown, which is very definitely the highest for this.
It's the cookie people coming there when the 3D printing people coming there as well. You guys should you might need to turn it into like a dating site. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. In a way, it's really it's like when I go to
now
Cookiecon,
you're thinking
there's very few men at Cookiecon.
Listen, man.
Yeah, and we've had that conversation. Like last week, we had the pleasure of having Pezliz on, who Pezliz is, one of the bigger names, female names in 3D printing, and we have talked about it for a lot. About like Steve's side of there isn't a ton of diversity in 3D printing, and that there wasn't as many women in 3D printing, and that's starting to change.
It is. It's cool, man.
And I think you saw that in engineering too, right? Years ago, and that started to change where women started getting into engineering. So that's cool because I look at demographics for stuff like that Steve and I are doing, like Unspooled and thing, and you're right on that, because a lot of times the demographics are like 5 to 7% female. So to have a for you guys to have it be more of a 50-50, that's really awesome to see.
That's cool.
45%.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's really good to see them getting into it.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've expanded on that software offering, right? Beyond just
so the software, it's funny because a lot of people these days the primary thing we're doing is the filament. And a lot of people who, they bought our filament on Amazon, maybe they never even went to our website. They don't know that we have this software. And then they're like, where does this name come from? But if you know that we have software that turns designs into cookie cutters, the Cookiecad makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Dude, when the first time I saw Cookiecad in Micro Center, I live like right around the corner from Micro Center. I was like, oh, this is a cool name. I was like, because the cookie already implied like, I think once I saw cookie, it gave me the feeling of like prettiness and stuff like that. I was like, and cat, I was like, that's a brilliant name. I was like, that's pretty cool. And so, it is literally bridging those two worlds. And like, I think I wound up going home and looking it up and like saw the story, and I was like, oh, that's pretty freaking sweet. And, like no pun intended. But I was like, I was like, that's an awesome like story behind it all, and it just makes sense. You know what I mean? So it was cool to see that. And then like, once you start going to events and you start meeting people and talking to them and stuff. I think the first time I talked to Nathan was like in 2023, and I was like, I got ideas. He's like, here's my card.
Sounds like me.
I think one of the first Cookiecads I came across was the Funfetti, and I was like, "That's awesome," And then, but I'm a big PETG fan, so to see you guys expanding into other filaments like the PETG, TPU, and the ABS is awesome, because you guys are offering PETG, TPU, and ABS in colors that nobody else is doing.
Especially the TPU. That's just insane.
Yeah. So
let me, real quick, my first was Dark Magic from Micro Center, and then I had to stalk Micro Center every day for Witch's Blue. I could not get Witch's Blue.
That one.
Oh my gosh. It was literally, I found out their delivery days, and I would go in there on the delivery days just to get it. And I finally got it, and I was like, I don't want to use it. I was like,
well, good thing it wasn't ABS, because if it was ABS, isn't Neo Koi, isn't Danny using all that?
Oh my god, dude, that thing is insane. That machine is beautiful.
So cool.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think
we've got a whole bunch of surprises for Printopia, and one of them is we're bringing our first ASA.
Oh, awesome!
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys. Oh, are you selling ASA at Printopia?
I don't know. Are
we could.
It's only going to last the first day. It's going to be gone in
we have 2 colors so far, and we haven't launched it. So we figured
the Voron people are going to mob your table.
Yeah.
Just be ready.
I mean, the only thing better than ABS is ASA. So
well, they've been begging. Well, we only started doing ABS because of the Voron community. They were begging us, so we started, and then we were like, is ABS even the right thing? Should it be ASA the whole time? And so we're just adding, we're just expanding.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where ASA, ABS, they're very similar, but they're different enough to where somebody always has their preference.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. That's the same thing with PETG and PLA, I find.
Yeah.
They're.
Well, my favorite material that's been taking off a lot more lately is the TPU. We're planning to bring the entire color lineup to TPU.
We've been saying
we started with I don't know, 10 or 15 we have, and then we're gonna keep going. So
even before the Snap Maker, I think I was saying this year and next year is gonna be the TPU years, just because people have gotten more used to printing it. More people have printed it and know how to print it and can help other people. And now with you guys, especially when you guys dropped the first CAD TPUs, I'm like, no one else has anything like this color, this aesthetic. So I was like, it's about to be crazy for TPU. If you're not doing good TPU after this year, it's gonna be trouble for you. You're gonna be playing catch up.
For years, a lot of people thought that TPU was similar to PLA. You were only printing flexible, aesthetic things, fun to play with stuff. But we've been using TPU in the FRC world for robotics in high school for functional parts for years, because TPU has a higher level of adhesion between layers, the layer adhesion, and it's very impact resistant. So it can really take a beating. So to be able to have it in, well, I'm looking at it right now, Mint Star is just, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I love it. It's tough. It's, PLA, you can break it. It's strong, but it's brittle to some extent. And TPU, you would have a tough time trying to break that, even if you were.
Well, we've been into robotics for a while now. We've been watching BattleBots for years before even 3D printing was on our radar, I think. And so once we started getting into 3D printing, and we went to see BattleBots being taped, and every time there were bots at events, we would always go up and look. And so we've been wanting to get into TPU for a while, but until the machines were up to snuff, it didn't seem worth it for us. When
everyone was printing on Enders, you really needed a more specialty machine to be able to print TPU. The most common printers out there were not capable of it. now the most common printers out there are. So it's time.
Yeah. We use them a lot. We use TPU a lot for motor covers for protection and stuff, because it does take such an impact. So this year on my son's robotics team, we'll maybe have to use some like Funfetti TPU for the motor covers. Or if you guys, their robot is black and orange. So if you guys come out with like a black or an orange in the TPU, let me know, because they would they'd be all over that.
Well, one of the
Black
people,
Star stuff.
One of the people on the Hijinks team, Hijinks, the BattleBots robot, runs a local, or did run a local combat robot, smaller league called Garden State Robotics. And they've made some really, really pretty bots. Some of the plastic ant weight ones. I got some pictures somewhere that you sent me. They're so cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And someone gifted us one so at Rocky Mountain, there was Bot Rumble. They had a competition at Rocky Mountain Rep Fest. I don't know if they're bringing it to 3D Printopia.
I didn't see them on there. I didn't see them on the what's the name, but
so we sponsored that. In other words, anybody who wanted to make a bot for Rocky Mountain was able to get free filament from us for it. And so
now they're
pretty bots there, and someone gave us one of their shattered
remnants. So there have been a few. Yeah, there have been a few Death Racer Cookiecad.
Yes.
Right? Has anybody done any TPU Death Racers yet?
Yeah.
I know some people have done TPU. I just didn't know if anybody did any Cookiecad TPU.
Mandic, his tires were TPU. It was Unicorn tires. So we sponsored his bot, and he made a Cookiecad Death Racer. He owns it though, so I don't know if it's gonna appear. I don't know if he's coming to the next show.
He's probably not. He's far away now.
I think Rocky Mountain's easier for him now.
But so that one exists, and I assume there's going to be more popping up.
It's got to be, with all the number of kits that they've sold. I can see why there won't be tons of Death Racers popping up potentially. I think this year people are like, I'm just going to do the standard build just to get it out there, and then next year they're going to be like, okay, I know what I want to do to this now, and like I need to soften it up a little bit to take better blows. Add a glitter boxing glove to the end of my my arm.
Yeah, I was telling Steve today that I've been looking for an ABS to do a Trident build. And I actually found today, looking at your site, your ABS Sunrise. And I was like, that Sunrise Elixir, which is kind of like it's kind of unspooled colors. That orange and pinkish color. So I think I found it today.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, you guys mentioned sponsoring. You guys sponsored Danny's the filament for Danny's Voron, and you also have worked with it was the wheelchairs as well, right?
Oh yeah.
So you guys want to get into like all of that kind of stuff that you're working on?
Sure. Yeah. So Noam is the head of Make Good. Make Good is an organization that designs accessible products that can be 3D printed. Most of what they focus on is the design. They also produce and supply people with these products, but the part of the idea is that anybody can make these items. And what's really special about 3D printing for accessibility is that you can make and design one of something. There's no other manufacturing process where you could make something and only make one of it custom. So with people who have various needs, might have a unique need, and so maybe they're they need a writing implement that's shaped a certain way. And so they do a lot of writing implements, and they're kind of big. Their big build is this mobility trainer. It's a wheelchair, but for little kids.
It's like 1 to 4 years old, I think. Something like that.
I posted. I did post the link in chat for everybody to take a look at. It's pretty awesome stuff.
So the wheelchair is it's fully 3D printed on Bamboo Lab printers in parts and then fully assembled. It's very customizable. I see that they're building them like with custom features for each kid. The biggest issue I think that these families are facing is that insurance won't cover a specialty tool for these children because they grow out of them very quickly.
Okay.
And also there's a lot of red tape where they have to like prove that it will help them and they'll be able to use it, but there's no way to prove that like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old can actually use one without having one. So they've had some like issues and they're now designing them for these families. And so we are working with Make Good. We're sponsoring all the filament so that they're able to make all these accessories and the trainers and all these other implements.
So Noam first reached out about one of these. He wanted to make a sparkly pink wheelchair for that's what somebody wanted for their daughter. So he said sparkly pink. Who do I contact? So he reached out to us, obviously, and I loved what they were doing. And so we have been talking since then, and we've decided first that we're going to be supplying them with all of their material that they need for these products. But this has now grown into something larger. And so we are creating an initiative that we're calling Cookiecad Cares. And so far we've signed up as part of it, Make Good, the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation, the Controller Project, which makes game controllers, accessible game controllers. These are all 3D printing related
charities, organizations.
Yeah, there was another one, but it's slipping my mind now. And the idea is that we're going to donate some amount of material to these various projects that could use material. 3D printing for good causes. And
yeah, that's cool.
That's really cool. Yeah. So I see. So I'm on their site right now, and I actually see like they have like palm pen holders and stuff for young kids who have limited hand motion. So they provide the CAD files. There's a link there to Maker. Do you know if they are open to 3D printing community members printing these things and then donating them?
So I don't know. That's a good question. I know that they do have. So they have a form on their site where people can request products.
Yeah.
It's very possible that they have a backlog. I'm sure they would want to make sure that quality is good.
Yeah.
We can find that out. But
I
what's
think,
really great is that what they really want, I think, in the bigger picture, is that you can service people directly, right? If you know anybody that has essential tremors, if you know anybody that needs any of these products, well, you can bring them to Make Good, but you can also make it yourself anywhere in the world.
Yep. Yeah. That's really, I mean, it's an awesome.
I think the goal is for each community member to find people that would benefit from these, because they put out the files for anyone. And
yeah, they've got all their files on Maker World.
The trainers, I know that they want to make sure that they're printed really well because of the nature. So I know for sure that they don't want people donating parts of those. They make all of those in-house and they claim responsibility. But the other items are definitely available to the community.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's like you were saying, like Corey was saying, like it is one of the things that like I feel like a lot of people in the 3D print community, because we understand that this stuff doesn't really cost as much as you would think it costs, and we're able to make things at a much cheaper rate, and in small batches, and you don't have to worry about having to pay for 20 wheelchairs when we could just knock out one. And most of us have multiple machines, and like all of that kind of like adds up to like wanting to help. We also have tons of filament that we're I collect, so, and I'm
It's
always
in the
like,
intro.
Yeah, it's in the intro. And I'm always like, man, I gotta get rid of. New stuff is always coming in, and I'm like this. I'm not even on a chair right now. I'm sitting on like 17 boxes. So it's just one of those things of people always want to help, and even if it's like as simple as maybe even if we're donating filament, or if we're donating some of the hardware, or taking care of some of the cash for hardware for some of these devices. I think the community definitely wants to jump in with anything that's helping someone, because we just understand how much it costs, and we know that we can make a difference, just with a few hours of printing, and you can help someone who has having arthritis issues, or any kind of thing like that. So
yeah, and they do. Cool. So I'm going to post this in chat. I did post the link to the Make Good website, but this is a direct link to, apparently they do use Give Butter, which a lot of us are familiar with. But if you do feel inclined, you can go there and make a cash donation. So that's ways what you could anybody in chat would be could participate and donate. That would be awesome. So
nice.
Yeah, originally what I wanted to do was to donate and have it be like some amount, like one in, kind of like like the Tom shoes where you buy one and you get one. And then I found out that apparently in many different states, if you want to say anything like that, you've got to fill out a ton of paperwork and post all these bonds, and it's complicated. So in the end, I think what we're going to do instead, I'm still working it out exactly, but I think what we'll do is we'll just be transparent. We'll publish like how much we are giving to these various places. We're going to publish the criteria that we're going to use to determine how to give out the material and who will be the recipients. We'll have some like application options where people can apply for, if you have a project or people that could use 3D printing for good causes. The idea is that we can help put out materials to help that out.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we'll have them at our booth at Printopia.
Yes.
So
we're bringing them out there.
I know everyone is eager to ask all these questions. You can just ask them directly how I can help and brainstorm with them any good ideas you have for.
Are you guys going to be there?
Oh, we have a table. We have our table this year.
Yep.
All right.
So, yeah,
well, folks will be there. And
we might be across from you guys to the left, I think. So we're not that far from you guys.
Check the map.
Yeah.
We'll be around. We'll be live streaming.
1/4 of our booth is being sectioned off for Cookiecad Cares, and we are sponsoring Make Good to come out so they can spread their word of good what they do. And so you can ask them questions there.
That's cool.
I think another way that community members can contribute is, if you know people in need, is designing, either remixing existing designs or providing more. That's what a lot of how they grew is. Somebody would need something and then they would help design it. They have this thing that they do once in a while where they'll go out to like this camp for special needs, and they'll sit there for 2 days and they'll be like, what do you need? And people will come up and they'll just make things, just make things. So somebody might be like, they might make like a phone holder for a wheelchair that doesn't, or various tools or accessories.
Because of the way like each individual has a special need for how much they can use their hand or their arm or their mobility. So they'll work with them and see what, how a hinge can help them open a table or, use a cup holder or phone holder. And so it's really interesting.
That's cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's the type of stuff in 3D printing that really gets me excited. So I'm really excited. I would love to talk to them. Steve and I can talk to them. I would like to try to do something with them that maybe we could help do a fundraiser for them, to help raise some money.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Whatever we can do. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think even like to kind of go along with that is that, it's kind of similar to, and I can't remember her name, but it was a girl who was a double amputee, and then she got her 3D printed hands, and they were like custom, and like other kids were kind of jealous because she had like cool, colorful hands, and and like it's that kind of stuff that if they're making them out of like some cool, cool Cookiecad stuff, like it takes them from feeling like they're on the outside and puts them on the inside, and
100%. There's a video, I know they posted it to their socials. I don't know if it's on their website, but there's a video of this little girl in a mermaid colored wheelchair. She's wheeling around and she looks so cool and she's got this big smile on her face. And, I was just thinking exactly that, like, a lot of medical devices that you'll give to a kid, they'll be embarrassed. They're afraid they'll get made fun of. But if they could choose their own aesthetic and their own colors,
right?
All the other kids are going to be jealous. They'll be like, oh, well, I want to ride around in that thing. It looks super fun. Instead of
not going to lie, I'm not built for it. If I see a kid wearing something that I made and it's making them happy, I'm gonna be crying so hard. I guarantee it. Be falling out of control. They're like, "What's wrong with the guy over there?" Like, it's fine. He does it every time.
That happened to me at the last show. I was standing next to one of the Make Good folks, and they had all of their writing implements out. And this woman comes over, and she was like, "What is this?" Because they look kind of weird. And he's like, "Oh, that's for like if you have essential tremors for writing." And she's like, "Hang on, my mom's got essential tremors. She's here. Let me bring her over."
Oh my gosh!
And she brings her mom over, and her mom's like trying to write her name, and she tries one, and she tries another, and she just has a paper and a pen, and she's just going, and then she takes one of them, and she writes out her name, and she starts crying.
Oh my god!
And then her daughter starts crying, and then I'm like, because it was incredible. She's like, I haven't written my name in whatever years. She was so excited, and then no one was like, "That's yours, keep it." And she was like, "What?" She's like, "It costs nothing, keep it." We can make 10 more.
Yeah, and that's the one thing is that I mean, my wife works in healthcare, so we see the unfortunate side of where people can't afford things, or the time frame to get them, or the hoops that they have to jump through to get them. So to be able to use something that is so quick to prototype and print and inexpensive to make a final product as 3D printing is, it could not only bring joy and usefulness back to them, but do it quicker, with less, because I mean, they're already going through enough pain. So to have to deal with the insurance companies and the hoops that they have to, if you can even prevent that, that's, that's something in itself. So it's a really good cause.
I saw another cool use case of, it was a cover for a prosthetic leg. So it's just, you've got the prosthetic leg and it's made out of metal, and then they've just got this, glitzy cover on it that's all sparkly and looks cool. That's pretty cool.
I know Enable's going to be there. Have you guys ever talked to them? They've been there for the last couple of years. And so that's another,
I've definitely seen their work. I don't know if I've ever spoken to them.
They're usually on the back, not the back wall, the right side wall. If you're like standing stage area,
right?
They're going to be by the they're going to be by the stairwell, like right underneath where people come in. So they would probably, love to probably at least talk to Make Good, and maybe collaborate with them on some things and stuff like that. So that would be cool to have, a couple groups there in reference to, disabilities and stuff like that. It's an area where we can help out a lot,
That's why I really like the idea of bringing them out to these shows so that all these creative people could collaborate, and it's just always so exciting.
Yeah, connect. I mean, that's what a lot of these shows are about, is connecting the community, with the companies to the people doing it. So it's I know a lot of times when, like last year, well, actually Steve and I met there last year. So that's where this all came from.
We met at
yeah, we
so cute.
They help connect a lot of people in a lot of ways. So when it's for a good cause, that's just even better. So
yeah, some of my best friends I met online.
It's funny. A lot of the people that are going to be at 3D Printopia this year that we've kind of met in this Unspooled community since we've started it are going to be at 3D Printopia this year, and it's their first ever Rep Festival. And that's neat. It's neat to see when you do start something new, bringing other people into it, that might not have come to one of these events otherwise. So
also, kind of like, speaking of bringing people into stuff, how's it feel to be the first filament that T-Pain bought when he bought his 3D H2Ds? Huh? So here's the thing. Look, I didn't even think about this. Here's the connection. One of his first prints was he did a benchy, and his next print was my chain with your filament.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool, right?
So
he was printing your chain, and Megan, who works for us, got wind of it, and she's like freaking out, and so we jumped in the
Zombie Hedgehog wrote on Twitter, T-Pain is printing with Cookiecad, and we're like,
right?
And then I jump in the chat, and he's talking about you, and he's printing us, and we're like, we're so cool now.
I know, right? I know.
So, did you guys ever find out the story of how he found out about Cookiecad?
He bought it at Micro Center.
His wife,
he just went to Micro Center, and that's where he found it.
His wife
liked all the sparklies.
Yeah.
And they were at Micro Center buying a bunch of printers, and they needed filament, and they found us.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That's cool.
I mean, I was just at a Micro Center. I have to say, if you're at Micro Center looking at all the filament, the Cookiecad is the best.
The new boxes are
selection,
in too, at least at the store. Yeah, some of the new boxes were up as well. I was like, oh, these look nice.
We had a meeting with him, and we got to meet him, and I think that's the coolest.
I saw that. I saw you guys. I'm like,
I saw you posted. We peaked post high school. That's good.
Yeah. I saw you post it, and I was like, why'd they post that? And then I'm watching. I was like, oh shit, they're in the background.
So if T-Pain has his own filament color, I wonder what it would be. Has anybody asked him?
I don't know.
I wonder what he'd be in it. Well, actually, he did say it would probably be gold. Some gold color. He said he did say on one of his streams that he was looking for the perfect gold.
Gold is so hard because
there's so many colors. It falls in. Yeah.
Every good gold I've seen has some silk in it, which makes it brittle and harder. But I'm still working on a way that I can make a pretty gold. We'll see. Hopefully one day.
Yeah. Well, I think T-Pain will be all over that if he is, because he wants a gold filament.
That would be it. Yeah, that would be absolutely incredible, and it's just so great when new people come in. But then if somebody comes in and then they can bring a whole
another community, that's what I was excited about. And like someone asked me, like, "Oh, that's cool. You're gonna ask them for anything?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm just happy." For me, as a person of color, but I'm happy that someone in another community has gotten in the 3D printer, and they're gonna pull. And I've seen like people in the chat say, "I want to get a 3D printer now." I'm like, that is insane. I was like, because this person did not care about 3D printing prior to seeing this celebrity with one. And now they're like, I'm going to get one of these machines. And that's just one more person in the community. It's just going to be like, for me, I just want to see, like.
We already got one of the people in his his crew a 3D printer. They were like, "Oh, I've been thinking about it." We're like, "We got you."
Who was it? Was it Kiki?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
You guys
cool.
are gonna have to support Keeks because
Oh
they're gonna
yeah,
need help.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we met
absolutely.
them and we were like, "We got you."
Yeah. I've talked to her once.
Yeah, but by the way, Payne mentioned that he had an ender at one point. So
did.
he was really back in the day on the struggle bus with
Mhm.
all of us. He's not just like showing up and
Oh no, he was talking about the paper and he's
Yeah.
juggling with a piece of paper, and
He also had a resin printer as well. Like, we won't talk about resin, but
well, he's been designing in Blender for like 6 or 7 years, I think he said.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Another thing that we didn't get to, but you asked earlier, was about expanding the software. So we have another free software that's called Cadit, which is just a easy to use design software. But one of the things you can do besides for just design is you can write code. You can write designs as code. If you're familiar with OpenSCAD, that, but in JavaScript.
I love OpenSCAD.
Yes, so I saw that you had a maker chip maker.
Yeah.
And then we've made one now in Cadit using JavaScript, and that's actually I've been wanting to talk to you about it, and now here we are. Aligning.
We definitely can talk about it, because there's other things that I want to do as well that just makes it easier for people to make stuff. And
I would love if I could show you the JavaScript version of, because you've made stuff in OpenSCAD,
OpenSCAD,
including that maker chip maker, and if OpenSCAD is fine, but it can be a real challenge. Oh,
look at Kiki.
the ears are burning.
We were talking about you.
I did it mainly. I always wanted to learn OpenSCAD, and so I was like, well, what's something that I can make that'll make something a little bit easier? And I was like, well, I'll make a maker chip maker for people who, there's a lot of people who aren't familiar with slicing and who also aren't familiar with CAD as well. And so, we want them to be able to participate in all of the cool stuff, that K2 Kevin has laid out, as far as, getting maker chips, having a collectibles kind of thing, something that people really want to do. It's almost like a scavenger hunt. And so I made that for that reason. And now it's in Japan now. People are like, someone did an article, a better write-up on it than I did from Japan. It's in Japanese. I was like, I'm gonna borrow that. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna borrow this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you code?
So I think both Corey and I are both IT people. I used to code heavy, not anymore. So this kind of itches that coding, scratches that coding itch. Yeah.
If you use OpenSCAD, you'll love the JavaScript JSCAD or Manifold CAD, because OpenSCAD is fine for describing geometry.
Yeah.
If you want to do anything outside of that, I remember I was trying to code something in OpenSCAD and I needed a running sum function, which should be pretty straightforward. And it was because it doesn't really have proper variables, and functions are terrible. And so if you can do it, whatever you can do in OpenSCAD, you can probably do in JSCAD or Manifold CAD, but way easier.
Okay.
And so we have the maker chip maker. We're gonna I can show you the source of that. I think it's on our website. But we've got a whole bunch of other CAD things, and I'd love to see more of this sort of instead of a lot of people who make designs provide models.
Yeah.
The model, it's pre-made, you can print this. What's really great about these parametric designs is that you're not just providing them a model, you're providing them something customizable.
Yeah.
Which is really what 3D printers are for. So you can say, here's program, just input some parameters. You don't have to know how to code, and you can make your own of whatever this thing is. And I would love to see more designers doing that, and hopefully we can help.
That's me. Like, that's kind of like why I like doing it, but I'm also kind of like selfish because sometimes I'm like, I worked on this for a long time. I don't want to just put it out there and then someone takes it and like, and next thing you know, you see like, you know, custom crowns at like a flea market. Like, these are some stuff that I did. I think I showed it on last week's stream, but like these were done in Cookiecad. If I can actually get them off of everything that's over here on the side of my room, but it's cool to be able to do it. Of course, I dropped one, but like these were done in Cookiecad, and you can just plug in some numbers.
Yeah, awesome.
You know, and this is just
and that's what it's for, right? You're not going to just print a crown. You're going to print a crown that's
a custom crown. Yeah, like why wouldn't you want to make something that people can have their own personal one?
Make one.
Yeah, and that's where something like OpenSCAD is helpful because you can easily edit it to be personalized and named. Versus I'm a heavy Fusion user, and Fusion is great, but if you want to do personalized stuff in Fusion without using plugins, you're doing a lot of the manual CADing of it. So when you're doing multiple, you know, if you had to do 100 of all different names, it can become cumbersome without using, you know, additional plugins for it. But yeah, Steve's a big OpenSCAD.
I love it.
All right, well, hopefully we'll convert you.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a look at
the
it.
JS CAD.
I don't know if you need to be converted.
Yeah.
And
I do. Yeah, like I use OpenSCAD for things like what Steve just showed, like the current stuff. But I am more partial to the Fusion and the plasticity and like the Nomad. But I do like it. I do. It is super useful for things that need to be edited frequently or to be customizable. So and I've been on your CAD site, and I can see where because there's a big thing in 3D printing where you have the camps where you have the people that are like, anybody in 3D printing has to know how to CAD. Or then the other camp is that you can be in 3D printing and you don't have to know how to CAD. You can just print models. And then there's kind of people in the middle, right? Like I'm of one where I'm like, usually when you're in 3D printing, if you've been into 3D printing long enough, at some point you kind of hit that wall of just printing Maker World models over and over to where you start wanting to do something more of an idea you have. So to have things like a Tinkercad, or something like CADit, which they can go in and take an idea without a lot of either coding experience or CADing experience, and design something, and then expand on it from there is really cool. You know, I think a lot of those types of entry level or things where they can get into it and then really start to get their feet wet is important. So I've been into it, and I like the UI. It's very nice. It's user friendly, and it was good. So if you guys aren't in it, you should check it out. It's right on their site. So it's pretty cool. I like that you can do freehand drawing on it, and it automatically converts it to the 3D model on the right hand side.
We'll have a computer or a tablet at the shows that just have it, and every time a kid walks by, I'm like, "You want to draw something?" And they'll be like, and they come over and they draw whatever their cat, and then I'm like, "Look on this side, it's 3D," and they're like, and you can see they're like, "What?" They love it because they're just drawing.
Usually the kids are like, "Oh, that's cool," and the parents are like, "Whoa!"
No, the kids when they see it,
they're working in 2D and 3D at the same time, and it's really intuitive. Like the kids just know exactly how to use it. Well, anyone really does, but mostly like adults are scared.
Yeah, you know what? Like
they're intimidated.
With something like Tinkercad, there's a big learning curve to learn how to even just move in 3D if you've never used any kind of 3D software. But everyone can just kind of sketch something up on a 2D plane because that you do since kindergarten. And so the idea is that even little kids or beginners can do, that's what the freehand drawing is for. And then the
Nice.
coding is for parametric stuff. And my long-term goal with that is to have a whole library of parametric like components. So you could have like a hinge and you're just pulling a hinge, and that way, that also, like you were talking about, helps bridge the gap of like, you don't necessarily have to know how to build everything from scratch. You don't have to know how to build a hinge, but you could know what you want, which is like a box with a hinge. And if you could just bring the pieces in and connect them,
Yep.
I think that would be really powerful.
Yeah. And kids, I mean, I work with a lot of kids in 3D printing, and you're right. When they see something in 2D, so my son learned CAD when he was probably about 7 or 8. And he now is on our robotics team. He's one of the head CADers and they use Onshape, which is very Fusion based, a web version of Fusion. But when we're working with some of the younger kids from like the Lego robotics that are kind of graduating up through into the FRC world, when they first design something, when they first sketch something out in 2D and then they design it in 3D, it's their eyes widen. But then once they see that printed out into a physical object that they take off a printer, it's one of those things where you couldn't do that when I was a kid, right? So everybody knows I'm 43 years old, right? So I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, but you couldn't do that when I wanted something. I had to cut it with out of wood or metal or something, and it took a lot of it, and it was never as good as you can make a 3D printed model now. So if me as a 7 or 8 year old had 3D printing back then, it would have blown my mind. Like it would have been a whole
we all turn into 7 and 8 year olds when we see them, though, right? I mean, even now, you take something off the printer and you're like, whoa.
I actually we've talked about it. So we have an Unspooled Discord where a lot of us are in at night, way later than we should be. We're all adults and have to work the next day, but at 1 o'clock in the morning, we're still in this Discord talking. And a lot of times we're talking, and we have talked about it before, is that I've been doing this for almost 15 years. And I still, 15 years later, will watch a print.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will watch a print.
That's mesmerizing.
Yeah, and I will watch a print.
I like watching the.
Yeah, and it's I'll watch it for frankly an embarrassing amount of time, right? Like I'll sit there and watch a print, and my wife will come up, and then 20 minutes later she'll come up and be like, "You haven't moved." Like I'm like, "No, I'm waiting. Like I'm watching," because it's still, yeah, but it's still, for me, 3D printing is still, it's still as amazing now as it was 15 years ago.
It's even more amazing now because you can do stuff like send a print from your phone. And I remember I forgot that I sent the print to like one of my printers, and I came down the next morning and it was a flower pot there, and I forgot that I was like, where did it? I was like, oh, that's right, because I did it from my living room. I turned my machine on from the living room, sent the print to it, and never came downstairs to check on it because the machines are a lot better now. Yeah, seriously.
I can also check on my prints right now from
my
phone.
Exactly.
It's looking good.
Exactly. And I think that's the joy in it. The best part about this is the demographics of these events are changing a lot. And it went from just like a bunch of guys at these events to like people are bringing like their whole family, and they're bringing like their little kids, and you're like last year when Liz and Kevin and they did the whole Maker Chip Mania last year, and like the little kids were like running around asking for coins. Like I put a lot of time into these. Like I had the Cookiecad phone stand coin. I was like, I put a lot of time into these, and like they were coming and getting them, and like they were opening them too aggressively and just snapping them. I was like, just take another one. I was like, they look so happy. And I was like, I don't want you to not be happy. And I want you to realize that, like, maybe later you're like, wait, that thing was, and I tell people all the time, like when I make them something, I'm like, this didn't exist an hour or two ago. Like it went from not existing to here. I made a friend of mine some custom name earrings. I did it in Open Scat as well. And which is blue. And I handed them to her, and I was like, "Yeah, these didn't exist an hour ago." I was like, "I literally punched your name in, printed these out, and here you go." And she's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, they didn't exist. You could not have these an hour ago." I was like, "And now here they are." And it like I could see that it kind of like blew her mind for like a second, like, "Whoa, that's crazy." She's like, "Thank you," and then walked away. But like, yeah, the demographics of these prints are changing so much, and we're getting so many more kids interested, and there are more printers in schools. It's just the future is going to be pretty cool, as far as like 3D printing goes. And I think once we kind of like get over the humps of like they're just super easy to use, and then we're going to start a new evolution with like the tool changers. It's going to be crazy, and people are going to be making,
it's going to be even better for TPU.
Yeah, exactly. And people are making TPU
with
monstrosities with Cookiecad filament.
Yeah.
So
because
we didn't realize. Oh, what? Turned off the whole computer.
I've done that.
Oh. Put a computer.
There's a really poorly placed power button on this machine.
Oh, okay.
Well, we didn't know when we started 3D printing, like where it would go, and we all see how incredible it's. I know a lot of people from the outside look in and say we're just printing little garbage trinkets, but we know the real use case of and the prototyping aspects are incredible.
I love prototyping.
because I still get a lot of people who will tell me like, "Oh, 3D printing is great, but you can't print a finished product with 3D printing." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, you can." And I'll give them something that I've printed that is a finished product that goes to one of my
3D printing products all over our house.
Yeah, that goes to one of my customers, and they're like, "Wow, that's like," and because they all think that it's 10 years ago where you grab a 3D print and you just snap it in half.
Yeah.
And
our shower drain is 3D printed because it broke and it's 20 years old and there's no way we're finding a replacement. And so
it's like a really weird shape.
So we designed and printed one, and now we have we have a witchcraft shower drain.
That's awesome.
We actually lost our like drain plug thing in our shower. I don't know what happened to it, and my wife was like, "Oh, we got to find one, we got to buy one," and I'm like, "I'll print it." So I just designed it and printed it.
The water bottle broke.
No, the gasket, I'm pretty sure someone peeled it off, but it like
I know what you're talking about.
It holds this ice cover, so like you could put ice in your water bottle and then like only water comes out. Anyway, the whole thing wouldn't stay in, so my son took some measurements and then we printed in some TPU.
A new gasket,
that's my favorite type of prints are the real world solve a problem type of thing. That like one of the first things years ago, probably 12, 13 years ago, one of the first things I designed and printed on one of my machines was a friend of mine had lost, or the one of the bushings for the door on their refrigerator had broken in half and fallen out. So the door was there, but the top of it was all floppy in and out. And I was like, "Oh, I think I can probably design and print that," and I designed and printed just a white little bushing because Lowe's or whoever it was said they couldn't get it anymore. And he just printed and designed and printed a white little bushing. We took the hinge, we took the hinge off, pushed it in, and then put the hinge back in. And that was like 12 years ago, and the fridge is still going.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can give a whole life to something that otherwise would be trash.
Yeah.
But there's my car. I've got my organizer in my car. It's 3D printed, fits perfectly in. Like we have 3D prints everywhere.
Yeah.
So what? So are we gonna see the ASA at 3D Printopia? I just got another message about it. So someone just messaged me on Discord and said
some other new
things.
Foreseen things.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean that's the greatest thing about 3D Printopia too, is that, or any of the rep wraps, is that there's still places where companies are launching new stuff,
Yeah.
And that's really exciting. Like I know we're
I
gonna
have
have
no idea what's gonna come each year,
Yeah.
and I didn't know we were gonna have new Cookiecad this year, so that's awesome.
New
I can't wait.
We
Well,
don't
positive.
There's
plan.
new Cookiecad like every few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just do things and then they align or don't align with events.
Yeah.
And then
Gotcha.
they're like, oh, magically this was ready exactly for this event. No. It's just
Yeah, we had a couple of things that we've been working on for over a year just happened to line up for 3D.
Nice.
yeah,
That's
so that'll
perfect.
be fun.
Happy accidents.
Well, we don't want to hold you
Yeah.
guys too long. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to drop on anyone here, or do you guys have anything you want to plug your sites?
So other than 3D Printopia, are you guys going to be doing any other events or anything between?
Yeah, Rocky Mountain. We're
Yeah.
signed up for that. We'll be at Smurf.
Lone Star. Oh, Smurf.
Smurf.
Okay,
Nice.
We'll be at Smurf, which is I think next March,
Yeah.
which is before Rocky Mountain. So we'll be there then Rocky Mountain. Lone Star, they've been stalking us. We'll probably be there.
Yep.
Okay. What about Jerf? No
Yeah.
Jerf?
On.
Jerf is a lot though. That's a
I think they just
If anybody wants cookies.
Yeah, I think they just announced the date for Jerf. It's supposed to be the end of May, I think it is. So
For what?
What is Jerf?
Jerf is the Japanese Rep Rap Festival.
Oh yes, people are talking about that.
Yeah, they just had the first one, and yeah.
I was
And
asking.
Lexi's been wanting to go to Japan, so.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They all like
Wow.
all this like Hello Kitty stuff, and then they're like, "Can we go to Japan?" I'm like,
Everything's-
"It's very far away."
Everything's
Very
polite.
Nice.
Right? Everything's so cute.
That's like my one place that I like. That like if I don't go to any Rep Rap Festival all next year, that's the one I want to go to. And it's only one. It looks like a really cool event, and two, I've always wanted to go to Japan. So
I want to go as like a spectator. I don't have to work.
Oh yeah.
We're probably going to do other events as well. We don't always
163 hours.
you fly around
How
twice.
long is it actually from the East
So
Coast?
we were actually talking about it on the Unspooled Discord the other day. So for me, it's a 37-hour flight.
Ooh.
I didn't know
Lord.
it was possible to fly that far and not be back where you started.
Yeah. So I'm in Maine. So that's like flying all the way across the country, then like past Hawaii, and then all the way to.
No, it should just go over the
Why
top.
would you go that way?
I don't know. That's the way. Yeah. So
No,
it was
going across the U.S.
Yeah.
No,
it
you
was
should just be going like over like Alaska.
It wasn't. The flight went across the U.S. And it said it was 37 hours. So GTR Dad, who I think is in chat, he's in the southeast area or the southwest, and he was still like a 17 or 21
we
hour
gotta
flight.
ask Hugh Ford Steve because he's in Virginia.
Yeah,
and he went, so he'll know how long it actually takes.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we should just. Tunnel.
I would.
I know it's not a short flight.
We should make a tunnel.
On another note, if I was pinning comments, I would be pinning that tactile 3D. And the reason is because when we're at trade shows, the most common thing we hear is, my wife loves your filament, my daughter loves your filament, my girlfriend. And we're like, it's okay. You can say you like it.
Yeah.
And there's like, yeah, my girlfriend, she loves your filament.
One of my favorite filaments, and favorite colors in general, is
You're allowed to
purple.
like pink. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah, like there's like this subculture of 3D printing. It's like a purple group of us that are like, purple people.
Purple. Oh my gosh, purple.
And
I'm
it's
a purple person.
I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of looks like you are.
I'm bringing purple. This year because I keep forgetting about the purple people.
I
it's
just really funny
There's
how often
dozens of you.
how often we get my wife loves your colors.
Purple and oranges are my thing for sure.
Well,
and
I think
I'm also from Baltimore, and that's the Ravens and Oreos. So I guess I grew up under purple and orange as well.
Have you printed in orange elixir?
No, I've seen it, and I'm like,
bright. It's very bright.
It's good.
If I get it, I'm gonna wind up getting it with the black black
nice.
elixir, or what is that? The black one you have with the glitter in it.
Dark magic.
Dark magic.
Yeah. No. There's a
star stuff.
I think that might be what it is.
Glitter?
Yeah.
I like the
yeah,
sunset.
with the glitter.
Oh, black star stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll
like
probably be
the-
like that with orange.
Or it could
Steve,
be
have you seen the sunset elixir? It's a purple magenta. You know,
I know, right?
I'm a purple magenta guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that one's really good too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all good. They're all my babies.
Nice.
So yeah.
Real quick, if you had to go out drinking with one of your colors, which one would it be?
Ooh, probably unicorn.
How about you, Nathan?
That's a good pick.
I think it would probably end up being witch's blue.
Oh yeah.
I have a hard time. And probably end up back. Look at everything else, and then I go back to witch's blue.
Nice.
Like that's one of the first films I've seen where it looks so good on the spool, but it looks even better printed.
It looks even better printed.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so crazy.
The more I think about it, the more it's taken over Blood of My Enemies.
Blood of My Enemies is an incredible name.
If we could only have
the name sells Blood of My Enemies a lot more
name.
than the filament, but like the name plus the color, it combos it. But like Witch's Blue is just when you try to explain it to people and they're like, wait, what? I was like, it's purple, but then it like turns to blue. They're like, what do you mean? Like I don't know how to explain it. But if you move a half an inch to the left, it's gonna be blue, and then if you move another half inch, it's back to purple. And like
you got it.
Thing that's like geodesic, like you know, there's like skulls. It looks so good in that because it's got all the different facets.
And you can show it to them printed because it's like on a whole other level.
Because on the spool it's around, a little too.
We
had a geo skull in Witch's Blue, and it was just every time I saw it,
Let's just find it. We have so many prints somewhere.
Yeah, you get when you own 3D printers, your house gets covered in them. They're everywhere.
I have like boxes of just prints because also I try to show off all our colors because they all look better printed. And so like for shows, I'll just print like so much stuff, and then they all go in a box, and then I don't even know where they are.
Yeah, and then like with multicolor now, the little poops that like the bamboo and a lot of the AMS machines poop, those are the new Legos that parents get to step on.
Yes.
If anybody's ever
our little poops are so cute. I like keep them in a jar, but I'm running out of space.
Oh yeah, that's right, because they're
really pretty trash.
Yeah. Well, Steve,
I melt them.
Your press plate would look really good in an all.
Yes, we are adding photos of prints to the website, and we have some sort of implementation of ways that community members can add their own photos to the website.
Oh yeah, so I see that right now under Pink PETG. Somebody printed a ukulele.
Yeah, so we're starting to try to add some community photos where people could post the photo, the link to the model, link to themselves.
Yeah, that way we can like combine community members with other community members through development, because it's really hard to find people. And let's say you want to buy someone's design, this would be a way to find them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Through our website.
Yeah, I'm looking at Witch's Blue, and it looks like somebody printed a modular backpack. It looks like it's Witch's Blue and like
that was Otterleg. So that was Megan.
That's in TPU.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah, and so I think she'll be bringing that to the show, and she printed me. I ordered a sling bag, so
nice.
that design is from Variable Seams, and
nice.
It's like a little connector, and it's crazy what you can make with it.
Yeah, I remember Vicky had variable seams on how would you slice that? and I was blown away when I saw that stuff.
Yeah, you should get her on your show.
You should get on your show.
I think she might actually be on the list. I have to check. We have a list of people that we would love to have on. So
yeah, definitely her stuff is really cool. And the way her brain works is beyond me because like it's all mathematical and I'm the opposite.
Yeah, it's a very unique design.
Like the code that she does to like build her designs, it's mind-blowing. It's like all these lines and connectors. She uses like some funky
what
thing.
What does she call herself? Like math something. Like she has a cool name because of the way she designs all her modules.
Yeah, it's a really cool design, and it looks really good with those two colors.
Is T-Pain on the guest list on your list of guests?
I hope so.
I'm not trying to listen. We gotta save it. We gotta save it for when we really want to shoot our shot.
Yeah,
if we think we can get it, make it happen. But that would be cool.
Well, if we had him on, we probably wouldn't even have to say anything. We'd just have to sit here and let him talk the whole time and just.
Yeah, the other celebrity who's done some 3D printing is Neil Patrick Harris. He's done some stuff.
Yeah.
We gotta rope in some more celebrities.
Yeah. Get it mainstream with more people in it.
I'm telling you, we got to go after the D&D people, like what's his name, Joe Manganiello or something like that. He's big in the D. We got to go there. We got to hit the D&D people, and we can and keep them from converting to resin. That's the hard part because
resin's such a mess and smells.
For those little models,
but for
it's really good. Yeah,
perfect.
The quality.
But for terrains, the FDM is where it's at.
Yeah.
So
everything's in one color with resin.
Yeah, but the capabilities of resin for tiny things are amazing.
Yeah, the detail's hard to beat.
Doesn't want to fix it.
Bring it to Printopia. Someone will fix it for you.
All right. Well, so I think we're almost to our 9:30 time, but we are so grateful. We're sorry if we kept you longer than you intended. We tend to get really excited and we talk a lot, and then next thing we know, an hour's gone by and we're like, oh no.
This has been great.
It was really exciting having you guys on. We've been wanting to have you guys on from the beginning. So if you ever have anything else in the future that you want to come on and talk about, you are more than welcome to come on whenever you want. You have a open invitation. Can't wait to see what you guys have at 3D Printopia.
Yeah, we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, like Steve said, we shouldn't be that far away from you. So
we're really close.
So all right, guys. Well,
Yes,
we appreciate you coming on, and everybody, if you probably all know Cookiecad, but if you haven't, follow them everywhere that they are, all the socials, check out the website, look at Cadit. The new community images that I'm looking at right now under all their filament is really cool. It shows all their filament that looks awesome on the spool, but it looks even better in the prints. So check that out. But thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. And we hope you guys have a good night.
Hanging out, chat.
Yeah.
And being awesome.
All right. Do you have any more questions, Steve, before we let them go?
No, I'll talk Nathan's ear off once we get to 3D printing.
Yeah. All right. Well,
let's do that.
Thank you guys once again.
Cat sessions.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right. Have a good night.
Nice. That was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. Their stuff just it's one of those things where like you see all these different filaments over the years, and like I think I've talked before, like when I started 3D printing years ago, you had like black, red, gray, blue, and white. Those were like what you've had. So to see where filament has come over the years is incredible. But to see the stuff that they're doing is just really, really amazing.
I think my favorite thing about what they're doing is that they're not doing regular colors, because like you can get regular colors in it. And I remember someone talking to someone that was starting their own filament company, And I was like, dude, why are you wasting your time making red, black, white, gray, green? You know, it's like you need to make the other colors, the stuff that
the
nobody has,
unique stuff, and that's the
the
stuff that like
burgundies and stuff like that, because no one's gonna care when they can go online and buy, you know, those regular colors for $9 a roll, and you want them to pay for yours at 25 because you're a small business. It's just not gonna go over well for you. But if you had, you know, something unique and different than what everyone else has, sure, people are willing to pay $25 for it because that is worth it, but not regular colors is not gonna happen.
Yeah, but and to see them expanding into like the TPUs and the ABSs and now the ASAs, that's brilliant, because it like they said, it brings a whole nother group of 3D printing people in the custom printer builders, right? The Vorons and the Rooks and the Antithesis and all the custom printers out there,
and not even just them.
That require the ASA and the ABS, but to have, you know, well, I mean, like Danny's Neokoi, to have a tool changer in Witch's Blue, like it just brings a whole nother level to that machine, you know. If that machine had just been regular blue, you know, would have been an awesome machine, but it wouldn't have stood out like that, you know.
No, not at all. And then on top of all, like you were saying, like the custom printer people, but also the people who want to customize their Centauris or their Solvo
Zeros, yep,
or their, you know, their Positrons or whatever else. You need ABS, you need ASA. You can do it with other filaments, but if you want to print higher temp stuff, you need it. You need, you know, ABS, ASAs, and stuff like that. And then you can get it, and it looks pretty. And I don't want to say pretty. I feel like saying pretty because it looks amazing. You know, it's got some dazzle. It's got some, you know, some uniqueness to it. Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty though. I mean, Witch's Blue is a pretty filament, man. It's yeah. And like me, like I've been looking for an ABS or an ASA to print that I'm gonna eventually build a Trident when this Antithesis is done. And just today, looking at their site, you know, looking at what they had before we had them on, I had never seen their ABS Sunrise Elixir before, and I was like, man, which one is that?
That's Dark Magic. I made this for my brother. My niece goes to Fisk.
Yeah, that's like a blackish green, right?
It's like a bluish green, blackish green, bluish. It leans a little bit more blue, but this is probably like it. I was like, the funniest part about this is that before I made this one, and I messed up on this one as well, but before I made this one, I just used like dark blue, and I was like, I knew that when I finished it and like I had everything nailed down, like dialed in, I was like, I'm gonna switch it to Witch's Blue because that's just gonna make it pop, you know. And so, and that's the thing, is like a lot of their filaments are like they make stuff pop.
Yeah. Like they're the two that for the ABS, I love the ABS green apple elixir, and then that Sunrise elixir. But I mean, all of them are so like, even well, actually, while we were on stream, I noticed the sunset elixir, which is like, well, it's that purple magenta, and just so, like really good colors.
Yep.
And totally worth. Like, it's one of those things where like at $35 a spool, it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. Yeah,
it is,
because it's one of those filaments that it's very rare that it's a lot of filament you'll find. I find it looks better on the spool, and then when you print it, it's like, oh man, it's not as good printed as it looked on the spool, or in the photos. But theirs is like, you see it on the spool and you're like, oh, that looks good. But then when you print it, it's like, holy crap, you know?
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw Witch's Blue in Micro Center, and I was like, well, what is, like, I went and found it. I walked past it and I looked at it, and they were printing something with it on one of the printers. And I was like, I went and found the guy. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, that's Witch's Blue. I was like, where is that at? He's like, we don't have any. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, is that like, what do you mean you don't have any? And he's like, well, we looked, we don't have any. I was like, all right, well, when do you guys get your shipments? And it's like Wednesday and Friday. I was like, I'll be back every Wednesday and Friday.
Yeah. Or I'd be like, stop that print and sell me that half a spool that's on there. Like,
right.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
So,
it's It's such good stuff.
It is. It is.
So, what do we have? Well, we have a cool episode next week too, right?
Yeah. We should. And then the week after that is 3D Printopia.
Yeah.
But imagine me saying that, but like my voice is like really loud
and echoing.
Yes.
Yeah, because we'll have next week's episode, and then the week after that, or the weekend after that, is 3D Printopia. So after next week, the next episode is going to be the first Tuesday back from 3D Printopia. Like
that'll probably be recaps and all of that.
Yeah, going over everything, the craziness that we see.
The craziness.
But, so I think this is going to be one of the first times we're finishing on time, right? Because I don't want to get if we get into something else, it's going to be like 10 or 10.
There was some new stuff, but it wasn't nothing like where that can't wait for a week.
Yeah.
I will say this.
Well, I mean, unless you want to, like, is there? I mean,
I don't. No, we're good.
Yeah. I did see some updated U1 features that was really cool. But if we talk about the U1, Tech Cheap was gonna point the finger at us and call us the U1 crew again.
I didn't say anything about the U1.
Yeah.
No. I mean, we could save it for next week, I guess, and let the news build up. I'm trying to think. I
mean, the only thing we should mention is that the Flat Forge plugin that's coming out soon, right?
Yep, that's coming out soon.
He did Steve did he announce like the official release date of it? Is it
I don't think so, but I don't think it's before
Printopia.
Yeah, so, I don't think it's before then. But that's what I was going to say. You know, if you guys, like you said before, if you guys have anything you want to display, feel free to bring it by our table. If it's like super big, we might only display it one day and then swap it the next day. But we will have space for community related stuff. Adam said Steve is trying to get it out for 3 months over. So like if you have a print that you want to display, feel free to bring it. You can put it on a table. You know, and maybe print out like a little card for it or whatever.
Yeah. And if you do have questions about one of like, if it's something that you have a question about us, bringing it, and you need to reach out to us, join the Discord, or message us, you know, Steve or I on, you know, X or Instagram, wherever you follow. You know, just ask the question. And like I said, I think the only stipulation we've ever said is that, you know, it can't be like a full size like Voltron, you know, or something that we don't have that much space. But if it's like a desktop something, you know, tabletop, you know, that'd be good.
Yeah, and if we don't see you guys next week, if you're busy, make sure to stop by our table and say hi. You know, we're super approachable. At least I am. Corey, I don't know.
So, I'm super approachable. So Frankenby's like, wow, called out. No, so if anybody knows, Frankenby's printing like this amazing, awesome thing big, but no, just in general, that was the first thing that popped into my head.
Yeah, no, he picked you out. He had it written down. He's like, I'm going to call out Frankenby.
No, I did not. Lies. Love you, Frankenby.
No, cool. So we'll be there. We're still figuring out what we're gonna display. But you know, like we said, we definitely want to. That was one of the things that we talked about before we even did Unspooled. Was like it'd be cool if they had a community table. So we just want to make sure that people who are volunteering, or if you're just coming as a guest and you want to display something, you know, you're more than welcome to bring something to put on our table.
Or if you're wandering the event and you need 5 minutes to just chill and relax and hang out, you know, come see us. You know,
come see us.
We'll pull you out of the crazy for 5 minutes before we release you back into the crowd.
Put you into our crazy. Pull you out of the main crazy and into our crazy.
Yeah. So, and we will GTR Dad will be there with us. So he will also be helping to man the Unspooled table. So that's going to be exciting. GTR's Dad's first 3D Printopia experience. So
Yep.
yeah, so if you know GTR Dad and you want to meet him in person, that'll be your chance too. Yeah, who else is going to be there? Is that I feel like we've had several people say that this is their first time going to be there, but I'm blanking at the moment of who. But yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see who all's gonna be there. It should be, like I said, it should be fun. It's probably gonna be even more fun because because it's changing next year and moving to another place. So I think people are gonna really enjoy this one to the fullest. I know I am. I even know I'm still going next year, but yeah.
Jiraiya's gonna have a table, so
Jiraiya's gonna be there. Yep. Bearded's gonna be there. Jiraiya, are you sharing is Karen coming this year, or because I know you guys were neighbors at Murph, but yeah, so it should be cool.
Liz, K2 Kevin, Zombie,
the
Huge, and then
Keela, Lee Murray's wife, Keela. She said we're the cool kids side. I was like, and I looked at it, I was like, it is pretty cool over there.
Oh yeah, that
whole side is pretty cool, man. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's a good group. I mean, I'm pretty excited because there's more this year than there even was last year.
I looked at the list, the flyer that they put up with all the vendors. I was like, it's no way all these people are fitting into the hall. And I literally sat there and went through each name, and I went through the map and was like, wow.
Well, they shrunk down the stage section, so
the stage has been gone since last year, though. So
yeah, but I think they're utilize. Seems like based off the map that they're utilizing more of the annex, because I think they would have to. Because I mean, where the heck are you going to put? It just seems like there's more people this year, or more vendors, but more exhibitors.
And I want to make sure to head over to the to the annex this year. Yeah, I didn't get to see it last year with the whole like MCN and stuff. Yeah. So I want to make sure that like
we have everything. To because
I want to go by every table.
Well, we have to too, because we did promise people that couldn't come, that aren't going to be there, that we would live stream as much of it and get everything as possible. So even people last year that went didn't even see the annex. So it'd be nice to get it, to show the folks at home that unfortunately can't be there, but show them what they're missing. So maybe next year in Philly they'll go.
And we're still volunteering, so we're volunteering.
Yeah,
we got the Unspooled table, and probably participating in a few other things. So we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a blast. Hopefully,
we'll be throwing water bottles from our table to all the other vendors.
We're making a water bottle potato gun to shoot waters across the arena.
That would be a terrible idea. Someone would get it. Someone would end up with a concussion.
Absolutely. On the first bottle. First bottle knocks someone out.
Yeah. Probably my luck. He'd hit some kid or something. A bad idea.
We're not making a water bottle potato gun just in case YouTube is listening. They want to turn off our stream. No, we're not on YouTube right now.
No.
And I'm not making light of what happened to them. I'm just talking about how ridiculous it is.
Hopefully they get that all figured out. I know they are appealing that, and
they got to get to a human. That's the hardest part about these sites is that
we know how a human. We know how that went with Sean, the 3D print general. That fell on deaf ears. So hopefully that's not the case. Luckily with Lee Marie, they didn't lose their whole channel. They just lost the ability to live stream.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing that's so stupid about the whole thing is that it deleted that whole stream, but it left up the short version of it.
Yeah.
Which still had the same content in it. So that's how you know it's like flawed. The system
it's just the algorithm hitting one and not the other.
Yeah. But I mean, hopefully they'll be back soon. Like, it's just
hopefully some human eyes look on it and realize, but
they'll hopefully they'll get like the right person to kind of like chime in or something.
Because they don't really have a good history on doing the right thing. when it
YouTube?
comes,
Well,
when it comes to like hammered, but content
they're usually
creators.
like, hey, the computer said you're wrong. You're wrong. Look at when we did the first Unspooled 3D account on
Instagram hammered us in like 3 minutes. We hadn't even posted anything.
It was like, you violated the rules.
Yeah,
It was like, wait, we didn't even. It was like, it's the next day. What do you mean we violated the rules? Like, we've done nothing but created the account. So like, it sucks that companies depend on these things for so many reasons, but also it's gonna be.
So Adam said, unfortunately, he won't be able to be at 3D Printopia this year, but we will try to live stream as much of it as possible for you, Adam.
Yeah, for sure.
And we will you will be there in spirit. Yeah. I'll have to print a Hue Forge to put on the table.
No, so I know what I'm printing to put on the table.
Is it?
It rhymes with
tomato.
It rhymes with mace tomato.
Mace tomato. Yeah. Stay creeping, aka Hadron. He'll be there in spirit. Yeah. So, man, could you imagine next year if GTR Dad goes again, and if Hadron could get there, and Adam could get there, you and I, Frank and B, like, if we could get like the whole like Discord crew there, it would be like, watch out, 3D Printopia. It would watch out, like
that's probably more likely to happen at like Remurf, because that's like a little more central to like everyone in the sense.
Yeah, holy man, that would be that would
my
be
wife probably wouldn't let me go again.
She's
like,
like, you've had enough.
Yeah. She's like, I don't want to have to fly across the country to bail you out from because you went crazy at a 3D printing convention. Like, come on.
That would be it'd probably be newsworthy. Well, all right. Well, we're gonna wrap up tonight's episode 19. So actually next week is 20 too. Like, episode 20.
Episode 20. I'm looking for a raid target.
Yeah. Okay. Raid.
Should we raid Polymaker? I don't know if they're even still.
Joel's
streaming right now. I don't know.
All right. Let's. Or do we want to do them, or do we want to do like a cool maker? Is there any cool makers?
Somebody new. Yeah, let's find someone new.
Let's find someone.
Hey guys, don't leave. Like, let's
leave.
make someone's day real quick.
Yeah, let's find somebody in the making and crafting that's doing something cool. Let's see. Anybody? So Lightning Keyboards, they're doing a keyboard build. Their stuff is cool.
I ain't gonna lie, keyboards are usually boring as hell.
Yeah, but they do like custom cool keyboards.
Do they?
Yeah. Anybody got any recommendations?
We're trying to find somebody that, like, let's see if we can pull someone new into the fold.
Ginger Crush, she's working on some Christmas gifts. She knits and does all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Big Jano, we
always raid Jano.
I know. Let's try to find.
Let's go for who is this? What is this? Let's chatting. Sewing. Let's go with your keyboard person. Who's your keyboard person?
Okay, hold on. Let me get back to the. So Lightning Keyboards.
Lightning Keyboards.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out.
Hopefully we see you next week. Hopefully we see you at 3D Printopia. If we don't see you at 3D Printopia, hopefully we see you in our live shows from 3D Printopia. And should be a good time.
Yep. See ya.
See you guys.